Okay, here we go. It's the one you really, really love to watch. First to fifth or fifth to first. Who's going to win the Premier League? Let us know in the comments below, but we're going to discuss it right now. In the last video, Arsenal were placed as the sixth best team this season, or where they're going to finish. But you did say that you felt that Chelsea were going to finish there. So go check out that video if you haven't watched it yet. You've got 6th to 12th, and of course you've got 13th to 20th. But now we move into the final five. We've got a Spurs fan, a Chelsea fan, and a Man United fan, and obviously I'm referee and QPR, I'm irrelevant. Let's kick off with you, Flav.
Right.
Who's going to finish? Tell us who's going to finish fifth.
Wrong! Man United will finish fifth, and as you've seen in the other videos, 2's enough because Jack also feels that. I think that if it wasn't for Mourinho's behaviour over the summer, I think that you would have been okay. Man United would have been okay. But there seems to be so much going on at the moment. Pogba seemingly wants to leave. Barcelona have been tapping him up all summer. Martial, that's an issue, although he didn't start many games last year. Sanchez has played well in the summer, but I think you need more than that. Lukaku had a great World Cup. Is he going to be fit at the start of the season? Blah, blah, blah. It's more the leader. If a fish stinks, it stinks from the head.
Every season you say that phrase.
What? If the fish stinks, it stinks from the head.
Do you know what I'm just going to say now? Because first and second we'll talk about afterwards, but we're all pretty similar on of the teams that are third to fifth. So do your third to fifth. So I've got Man United fifth because of what I've just said. Yep.
I've got Chelsea fourth because I believe in Surrey and I believe that the quality of that squad will win out at the end. But they're not as good as Spurs, and that's why we'll finish third. Even though we haven't signed anyone.
Okay, Jack.
Yeah, I've got United fifth. Sorry, Howson. You know, as someone who's had Mourinho at the helm of my club, this is all bringing back memories. Mourinho having a really miserable pre-season, moaning at the press, falling out. Calling out his players for no desire, stuff like that.
Do you ever have that? Do you wake up in the night and go, I know he's at United. Thank God.
And I just think these are the telltale signs that, and when Jose's not happy, generally sooner or later no one is, and it doesn't bode well. I think they've still got brilliant players, haven't they? You can't dismiss the strength and depth of their squad. And I think that alone is a massive plus for them. But I just feel like the demeanour that Mourinho is going to be sort of spouting in the dressing room is going to bring everyone's confidence down, and I think that that's going to be a key factor.
Okay, and then fourth and third.
Fourth, so I've got it was a tough one between Chelsea and Tottenham, but obviously I'm not going to put Tottenham above Chelsea.
Nor I. The other way.
Yeah, like Flav said, I believe in the Sarri way. I think that Chelsea fans, we're looking forward to this new style of play. Conte was great in his first season, but it was a bit of a dour, defence of the title. And I think this is just what we need, a new, forward-thinking guy. I like the fact he has a crafty fag on the sidelines as well. And I think that
He's got his own smoking room.
Yeah.
They said, the headline I read, I was shocked to find Chelsea was a no-smoking club.
I saw him at a pre-season tournament last year, the Munich Cup. And when he hasn't got a real fag on the go, he smokes imaginary ones, which I just thought was brilliant.
He has a lollipop.
No, it's just like with imaginary fag, like flicking it and taking.
Oh, an
it.
imaginary
one. So there's nothing there.
There's nothing there. No, he's flicking it, blowing smoke, stuff like that.
I'm going to put him sixth. That's madness.
He's not going to last the season. No, that.
And Tottenham, I think Tottenham are. There's no denying, how good their squad is. I think maybe there might be a little bit of a World Cup hangover for Tottenham, but I still see them being up there and challenging, and it'll be very close between the two of us. But Chelsea are going to pip them.
Okay, off you go, mate.
Jesus Christ, lads!
Okay. Come on.
I've gone for. I had Arsenal down as fifth, but going off what we're going, I think it's going to be Chelsea take that fifth spot. I think at some point it's going to catch up with the new manager, season in, season out, and I think all those different philosophies swirling around in people's heads. I think it's going to take a little bit longer to gel than you're hoping for, which is why I put Chelsea in fifth. And I think they're going to lose Courtois, and I don't think you're done losing players yet either. I think there's going to be some more players that go, which means that I put you just outside the top four. Tottenham are going to be in fourth because, again, not signed anybody. I don't think the squad has developed under Pochettino too much. You know what I mean? I think there's sort of hitting that stagnant period where I think they needed somebody to come in. It's not obvious. Like, I don't think you look at that Tottenham squad and you go, if we don't get X, whereas a lot of squads you go, you know what the answer is. I think it just sort of needs to level up.
Freshen up a little bit.
Yeah. I think if you lose Alderweireld to United, I think that's going to be huge.
I think that can still happen?
I hope it happens.
It's huge for United because he is a great player. It won't have much impact on Spurs because
I know he's lost his starting
he
place.
just hasn't played.
I know he's lost his starting place.
He played 2 games since October. 2 games, he just didn't play. And
how did he play in those 2 games?
Pretty average, but he was well off the pace. He's the best centre back in the Premier League, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think that'd be huge if United can get that over the line. I think they'll probably get that over the line as well. That might be the only one that we do manage to get over the line. And I think United are just. I think that people believe the press narrative with what's going on with United, because I didn't see any of the press reporting the really positive press conference that we had from Mourinho, proper gushing about the young lads that played against Bayern Munich. He's like, James Garner up against Lewandowski and that. I'm not seeing the press talk about that. And any time that they get the opportunity, they show dour looking pictures of him. Now, I know that it's not all roses in the dressing room. I know that he's fallen out with Pogba, and that's been the case since March. And if Pogba goes, you're probably right, we might finish outside the top 4 because we can't afford to lose a player of that quality. I think there's obvious issues in the squad, but I think people are also massively underlooking. We had Pogba go through a little bit of an adjustment spell early part of last season where he went a few games without scoring. We lost Pogba for a large part of the season, which really derailed what we was doing. But aside from that, Champions League aside, United was the second best team in the country. We had the best record apart from City against the rest of the top 6.
It gets forgotten that you finished second.
Yeah.
We
finished second with an amount of points that would normally be a title challenge. Now, we was way off this City team and they absolutely deserved the title, and I'm pretty certain they're going to be picking up another one. But I think the disrespect to United being shown is a big anti-United agenda and a big anti-Mourinho agenda. I'm not saying that we're even coming second this season, but I think third is where we'll finish. But I think it's really interesting. We might finish 5th if Jose goes. If he lasts the whole season, which obviously means he's going to have been fairly happy to last the whole season, I think 3rd is within our grasp.
I don't think there's a Man United agenda. I think there's a Jose Mourinho agenda. I think the press have had enough. I think they're bored of him now. Bored of how dour he is.
It's just like chalk and cheese, isn't he? When he first came on the scene in 2007, every member of the press loved him. Opposing fans loved him. Everyone loved him because he brought this little sparkle and a touch of mischief about him, and he was funny and he was cool and he was good looking, and everyone just thought, wow, this guy's the bollocks. And then fast forward to where we are now, and it's just like someone has just like sucked all of that kind of charisma out of him.
But maybe an aspect is that what you're saying.
You do see it in flashes. I'm not saying that he's just had a lobotomy and he's no longer like the guy he used to be. But it's just like he's had all these sort of va-va-voom just sort of sucked out of him.
Is he still in the dressing room? Because Lukaku and that saying that he's having a laugh and he sends him. I can imagine him like one of them annoying uncles that send you all the memes you've seen 55 times. Like he said, he still sends him.
I'm having that problem with my dad at the moment. It's fucking mad.
So I think there's 2 Jose Mourinhos. I think the public persona. There's a lot of times that I've seen him interacting with fans and I've gone, "What are you doing, man?" Like there was a kid come up to him at the end of a game and goes, "Like, will you sign my programme for us?" And he held the pen like this and went, and I was like,
come on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of his demeanour that I don't like, but the guy is a serial winner. And if he lasts out the season, United aren't coming 5th.
So I put down...
But that's not definite, is it?
And I'm open to suggestions here. I'm neutral. Right? I put Chelsea to finish 5th. not completely neutral, maybe. Chelsea finish 5th. I just think it's going to take a bit of time. And I also, when I look at these squads, I always think, who's your centre forward? Who's scoring you? Who's going to get you 25, 30 goals? And when I look at the top 5 there, every other team has a guy who's definitely, don't have to worry about it, he's going to score you a ton of goals. Salah, Aguero, Lukaku, Kane. Chelsea, it's just not there. And with Sarri sort of trying to implement this new style, which I think you'd hope it will be really exciting and they'll play some amazing stuff. I just think it's going to take a little while. And
so you're saying 2's enough?
Huh?
You're saying 2's enough?
What do you mean 2's enough?
Yeah, 2's. What do you mean? What do we mean?
Yeah, it's your catchphrase, mate.
2's enough.
Oh, 2's enough. All right, sorry.
I lobbed that up nice for him, didn't I? And everything.
I'm just trying to get. Oh, right, for this. So
my
God.
God.
Miles behind. Check out the other videos if you want to know that cracking catchphrase, which is probably not going to be a catchphrase now. So I had Chelsea 5th, then, but I'm up. I'm going to move this around. Then I had Spurs 4th. I think again so Spurs and Man United. I think when you look at them with your summer hat on, when every season, you guys don't make a signing, so everyone goes, oh, they're going to have a nightmare because everyone else has improved. And then you go on and improve. And Man United, everyone goes, they're dour and they don't score goals and they don't play attractive football. But then you look at that squad and you look at Sanchez, who's going to be coming back, who's had a summer off. And you saw the way that Pogba and Sanchez at times clicked. Lukaku's improved as a player. They have they have an amazing squad there. That's what made me think that Spurs will be fine and Man United will be fine.
So what? So you've got Chelsea, Man United, Spurs.
I've got Chelsea, Spurs, Man United.
Okay. All right. So how are we going to agree what
That's
we
exactly what I've got. You two have got exactly the same, apart from which way you two are finishing.
Yeah.
We've got exactly the same.
And I think we made more salient points. So I'm saying we're right.
Let's try the voting system where we go, you can't vote for the one that you wanted. So in 5th.
Well, I had Arsenal.
So I can't vote for, oh yeah. Damn.
Right.
I don't really know where to go with this then. Hang on.
So that means you're
How can we
out,
figure
you're
this
out,
out?
Man United a 5th, right?
Yeah, Man United.
So we've both
fifth.
gone Chelsea, you've both gone Man United.
Yeah, so that's 2, and 2's enough, as we know. So that's
It's not
Man
enough,
United.
is it?
No, it turns out it isn't enough.
Man United.
Yeah.
Two's not enough.
Let's
You really got to work on his catchphrase, haven't
Man
you?
United 5th. I'm doubling down. Got to be 5th.
Why?
I've already explained it. I'm not doing it again. That'll bore everybody. Told you.
If you couldn't vote for Man United, who would you
Chelsea.
vote for?
I'm not voting for Tottenham, am I?
If I couldn't vote for Chelsea, I'd vote for Spurs.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Spurs. I
Arsenal.
wobbled on Spurs. I think they're just edged in that top 4.
So you're saying you lot are going to say Spurs 5th?
Yeah, that's 2.
I like the way you see panning out.
Same every
I don't know
bloody
that. I
year.
thought that happened.
No, I'm saying that if you can't vote for your team, that's the only way you can look at it
Right,
subjectively.
just this is what's going to happen. Like if you're watching, put that camera on me, please. They're going to pick 5th, right? But I didn't agree. All right,
Because that's not how it works.
yeah, but that's
Three's
what's going to
enough.
happen.
If you
3's
couldn't-
definitely enough.
If you couldn't vote for, who do you vote for?
If
Man
I couldn't
United,
vote for
who
Man
would you vote
United, it's, well, for
Tottenham,
exactly the
innit?
same reason. It's
Tottenham.
going to be Tottenham.
And you're saying Tottenham now, and so is he. So
I had
Tottenham.
Chelsea.
for? You know what they say?
3's enough.
3's enough. Spurs, unfortunately,
Which is madness, because 3 of us at the start had us in the top 4.
that's what happens when you get to
Voting
deadlock.
system.
That's what happens when you get
That's how
to
Brexit
deadlock.
happened.
Sorry, mate.
All right.
So now it's between Chelsea and Man United for 3rd and
It's got to
4th.
be Chelsea,
Nice.
then, isn't it?
Who would you go for?
Chelsea 3rd, Man United 4th.
Chelsea 3rd, Man United 4th.
Exactly the same.
Obviously not.
Obviously.
I've got Chelsea. I've got Chelsea 6th. It's got to carry some weight.
How
has
do you
gone
go?
wrong.
How do you go? How do you go? What's your vote on it?
Yeah.
Well, I had to
You
say.
said you're-
Well, I had
You
Chelsea
said
5th.
you'd be the
You're the
decliner,
casting vote
didn't you?
here.
So I've got
Casting
Chelsea
vote.
6th. He's got them 5th. You've got them.
Do you know we're going to
You've got them 4th.
I've got
and
it.
You've got them.
Third.
What do you think out of the 2?
I'm going to go to a higher being.
Yeah.
Adam,
Oh.
Chelsea or Man United
Shout it
to
out.
finish 4th and 3rd? Who's finishing where?
Chelsea 4th, Man United 3rd.
Chelsea
Adam, you're dead
have
to me,
been
mate.
voted as finishing
Yeah.
4th in this scientific debate that we're having right now. Man United finishing 3rd. Worked out, didn't it? How the fuck did that? Which leaves us with
Yep.
Man City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
The pressure's on them. Big
is
time. Liverpool.
there an argument
No.
for Liverpool
No.
to win the league
They
this year?
they are the most improved side. They will be the most
They
improved
will.
side this year.
Right.
They won't even run City close. They'll finish 2nd comfortably. Man City are a force beyond. It's cheating, financial doping. They don't deserve any of it. They're still a tiny football club, but they are the best team,
Might as well be sewing.
and they are the best. Might as well be sorry.
Celtic fill the ground, though.
But they are the best team. They do have the best manager. They do have the most financial wealth, and you can't stop that.
Liverpool. Let me just make a say a little something on Liverpool, right? Naby Keita's class, right? Very, very good.
Yep.
They had a team that was fantastic last season, scored the most goals after Man City, obviously great run in Champions League, and they've improved their squad with players who are not only going to be in the squad, they're going to be in the first team. Fabinho,
They've filled
Naby
holes
Keita.
that they had beltingly. Like Van Dijk,
Van Dijk as
Christmas
well.
was an excellent signing. Alisson's a huge improvement.
Yeah.
Karius. The midfield's a weird one because I think that there might be too many cooks in there for the definite starters.
Well, I guess that's one way of looking at it. What I like about it is that probably your backup is backups are Milner and Henderson maybe. That's amazing.
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Oxlade-Chamberlain obviously is going to be out for quite a while though.
I mean, is it amazing? I mean, it's good for Liverpool.
Yeah, I think.
Would any of them get anywhere near Manchester United squad? No.
But when you're playing,
there's one player that would get in that Man City side, and that's Salah. That's it. No more. You can't argue with that. Can I give you some facts?
Van Dijk get in that team. Alisson might get in that team. Alisson was the first choice ahead of Ederson for the Brazil team.
I don't care. He wouldn't.
There's a lot of players that
he was incredible. Ederson would be dropped for Alisson based on what he did last season. No chance.
I think over a 3-year period they might not have it, but one season I can see Liverpool doing something.
Because this video's gone on.
I started watching football in 1990. Liverpool have not won the league since I've been watching football, and until I stop, that's not the way it's going down. So Liverpool aren't winning the league.
Look, don't get me wrong, Liverpool have done enough to get them from 4th to 2nd. That's a lot in the Premier League. That's a big jump. They've spent enough to get them to 2nd spot from 4th. All right, despite what a great season they had, they still finished below Spurs. So, let me just tell you something. Here's some stats for you, and this is why Liverpool can't catch Man City. Widest title winning margin 19 points. Most goals scored in the season 106. Best goal difference 79. Most wins 32. Most away wins 16. And the first English team to win 100 points. Okay. You cannot beat this. It's impossible. Let's give up.
Do you know we start on 0 though?
Yeah, we do start on 0 this time. Here's a stat for you.
No chance.
Sort of. Right. Chelsea won the league, had a nightmare. Won the league again, had a nightmare again. Leicester City won the league. What happened next season? Had a nightmare. The hunger's gone. You can't quantify that.
Is Pep about to be the first guy that wins league and doesn't leave his club within 12 months? I imagine he probably is.
I think Pep is key. Like he's been there. You know, he's had enough time to sort of get his philosophy across into the team, how they want them to play, and I think their squad is it's got so much strength in depth.
Yeah.
And they're in that fortunate position that hardly any football managers find themselves in, where the philosophy is so well drilled into everyone, and you've got players of such a high calibre that the fucking personnel doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like 1 minute you can have Aguero up front, then you can afford
you can put Darren Gibson in the team and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you can afford to drop like Aguero for weeks and weeks. And
no, he's not a great signing.
It's great. He had a great
no, he's not a great signing though.
You're right.
He's a normal player playing in a really good season.
He had a great season.
And we haven't even talked about Mendy coming back. Possibly the best left wing back in the world. Possibly. He wasn't. Possibly. At Monaco, he was up there. Under Pep Guardiola, he's going to do insane things this season. They're going to be unstoppable. There's no point in discussing it.
Where do the wheels come off for City? Because the wheels comes off every great team eventually.
But they don't.
Where do the wheels come off for this team?
I'm telling
you can negate that issue by throwing money at it, and that's what they always will do.
Yeah, but Liverpool have thrown over $1 billion at the Premier League since it started. And I've got as many Premier Leagues as Coventry City.
But they don't have. That's a good incredible. I like that. That is a good stat. I don't. I don't think.
Look, the wheels will come off. And I can't wait for them to happen. I don't think it's this season, but they will come off. I just want to know what you guys think. What's going to be what doesn't?
I think it will be Pep Guardiola and the guy comes in. It'll be him getting bored. He'd been at the club a few years. He's had all the success, like he did at Barcelona, like he did at Bayern, and he'll eventually get bored. And I see that is the only way of the sort of Man City juggernaut slowing down.
Is there an ego thing? Because I think a lot of players can come and buy into a philosophy if they think they might play. But as soon as you've got this massive squad of 30 players that all think they're good enough to play and they're not playing, is that something that can cause issues when they start kicking off?
So I think you're clutching it.
I'm clutching everything I can grab my hands on.
But I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's not. I don't think Man City will fall off a cliff this season. Of course not. They've got way too much quality.
I don't think
they'll have more struggles.
I think they win the league though.
I think they'll have more struggles. I think they'll be far more concerned with finally winning the Champions League. And if they go back a little bit, if you lose one game, then you lose a bit of momentum, you lose a bit of confidence, and it can affect a team a little bit. That said, they will still batter a hell of a lot of teams. And also that said, Liverpool, I just think, have got a lot of momentum going into the season. And previous seasons we've gone, can Liverpool do something this season? It's been a hope. This season, that team is very,
since
very,
the 90s,
very
I've
good.
seen people giving the reasons Liverpool are going to win the league.
But Liverpool fans haven't believed it. They haven't believed it. This season, I think there's a true demand.
When they won the Champions League, when they had Gerrard in his peak, and all of those seasons with Torres, and they ran United close, the next season was going to be them when they actually went and did it. And that was the joke that it's always next season.
Do you know, and I've said
this is probably the best team they've had.
That's what I'm saying. I said in previous seasons,
but
like, the whole time I've been watching Liverpool,
15 points off City.
They brought in 5 or 6, and you think, this Bruno Giroud is pretty good. This is going to be the difference. And the truth is, it's
Yossi
not.
Benayoun was exactly.
But this season feels a little bit different, and I think it'll be a lot closer.
Okay. Man City going to go to season unbeaten.
No.
Yep.
No, they're not.
I don't think they got this.
They'll
you lose a
like,
bit of hunger when
you lose
like
to someone mad like Palace or something.
We'll
right.
see.
That said, I have got Man City winning the league.
And we all have.
So
we all
four's
have.
enough.
We all have it.
4 isn't
I
it?
think it'll be close. And I think it won't be done. It won't be done by March. I think it'll get close this season. I think Liverpool
February.
really run them. So there you have it.
Mid-March.
Yeah.
Well, let's go through it again. So we had Chelsea in Spurs in the finish in 5th, Chelsea in 4th, Man United in 3rd,
Triumphant
Liverpool
third.
just missing out in 2nd,
Triumphant third.
and Man City are winning the league. Just to say, in the past 2 season predictors, we've got the title winners wrong.
Yep.
So
Who did you have last?
Man United.
Diego.
Why?
Well,
I
we thought-
wasn't in that video.
we
so
thought
I
we
played
were
no
right.
part in it. Yeah, got it wrong. Right, so that's what we've put. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. Where can they find you, Steve?
Stephen Howson on YouTube.
Exactly. Jack, where can they find you?
Just lurking around.
Yeah, corridors.
Yeah, mainly.
Yeah, and Flav, well, he's here a lot, but he's also got lovely,
A lovely,
love the shirt,
a lovely podcast.
lovely podcast.
If you do want to listen, actually, we did a lie detector test, which was very funny on last night's pod.
Some personal questions in there.
Very personal, yeah.
Okay.
Did you get hooked up?
Yeah, but I passed. Yeah.
Is that like?
My
Is
missus
there, any
won't find out a
Spurs,
thing.
Yeah.
is there any Spurs podcast called Love the Cock?
No, don't start one because it's a bit similar to us. So, love the cock. Well, I do love the cock. Raw.
Raw.
Cock raw.
I want the last word to be raw.